Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Horizon console lamp. This is going to be the 271201. This is one of two lamps that are in this Horizon collection. Check out the other one too. That's going to be the 271202. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. 20.6 inches tall, width is 23.1, and the depth, that's coming in at 11.1. 29.4 pounds, so it's pretty hefty. Let's get into some of the other details on it. I want to show you information about the finishes on this, and we're going to kind of touch base on it really quick, but what I'm going to have you do is go back to the other fixture, the 271202, watch the video on that, because I'm going to get into very specific detail about the finishes, the clear finish that's on the inset panel, the other finishes that go on the fixture itself, and you want to watch that video to get clued in on that. So very important, 271202, watch it. Let's talk about the lampshade on this. It's going to be using Hubbardton Forge's Natural White Anna. So Natural White Anna is a finely woven white fabric, so light will come through it, but there's also going to be, inside of this is going to be a reflective material too. So you get light through, but it's also going to be reflecting light down and up. And it's really important when you get into these kind of boxy drum shades that the tops are open and the bottoms are open, because you want to shoot light up on your ceiling, your white ceiling, and that's why you have a white ceiling, and bounce that light off and light the entire room. It's pretty important. That fabric is going to be a nice crisp white. It's not going to interfere with the design of the fixture. It's supposed to be a neutral, and it's a very fine weave, kind of like your best Brooks Brothers shirt. Very pretty. Okay, a couple of the little details on this, and I want to show you, the good way to show you is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So check it out. Open that up. You're going to see some good line drawings. And the nice thing about when you look at these install sheets, these line drawings are going to show you kind of the inside of the shade, the setup for your sockets. You've got two of these. These are E26 medium base sockets. One's going on its side that way. The other is going on its side that way. So you're going to have the bulbs on their side, which promotes the most light coming out of a lamp. Just remember that. The other thing is, when you look at this, underneath the shade and at the top of that frame is going to be a little knob. That's going to be your on-off dimmer. So there's going to be a dimmer built into this already, and we'll get into the bulbs pretty much next. And that's really about it for the install sheets. But that leads us back here again. So you've got two of these, one on one side, one on the other, like I said before. If you want to stick with an incandescent bulb, you're going to be using what's called an A26, and that's just a standard size light bulb. We all grew up with these. For incandescent, you're going to be doing two 60-watt versions of those. So incandescent 260, because those bulbs give out a lot of heat. However, if you want to do LEDs, and I think you should, these are the ones you start off with. So A19 LEDs, kind of the old school ones that first came out, hard plastic shell. I kind of favor these myself for a couple of different reasons. I think they give a crisper light. There's also not any place to block the light coming out, unlike this on the bottom. That's like a ceramic piece there. So you're going to get the max amount of light coming out of the clear phosphorus ones. There's a little microchip hiding in the base that allows us to be dimmable. Remember, we talked about a dimmer a second ago, so that's going to be a good thing too. So when you get into lighting equivalent, or incandescent equivalent if you want to call it that, these A19s, easy to find at a 40-watt equivalent, 60-watt equivalent, 75-watt equivalent. You can still find these out in the marketplace, each one of these. Remember, you've got two of these sockets at 100-watt equivalent LED if you want to do that. That would be the equivalent of 200 watts of light coming out. I've also found this on Amazon, 150-watt equivalent. That bumps you up to 300-watt equivalent of light if you need to. If you need more than that, you can play around with this a bit as long as you stay in the world of LEDs, and you can do this. And this is an A21, A19, A21. See how much bigger it is? I can find this at a 200 to a 250 watt equivalent pretty easily, mostly online. Do you have to go there? Probably not. I don't think so at all, because there's just going to be so many great options with this. They're going to offer these bulbs to you, these LEDs, in all kinds of different ways out in the market. They're going to offer them to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow light, like a setting sun. They're also going to offer this to you in something called daylight. That's one you've got to be careful about. It sounds like sunlight. It's not like sunlight. Daylight is a bluish white light, like an overcast day or a convenience store. That's 4,000, 5,000 on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is warm white, soft white. That's the light coming down on this table from these 3,000 Kelvin warm white, soft white bulbs above me. So just kind of remember that. It mimics the incandescent light we grew up with, and that's why we like to use those. In any event, with the LEDs, you can kind of play around, do what you like, and then just make sure you get a dimmable version of whichever bulb you get. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.